All right, everybody, welcome back to Rupert's YouTube channel. We have the story of the day for you guys about Rupert slapping Jeff in the face. I know a lot of people are interested in this aspect of Rupert's personality, and it's kind of weird how it all came about. We're going to go through it, play some videos of Rupert actually slapping Jeff in the face, as well as some other clips of this era, so you guys can all see what was going on in our household. And so I have Jeff here. Say hello, Jeff.
Hello.
All right. And so we were kind of talking over the past couple weeks about how we had moved in together, and it was Jeff's first cat that he lived with, and Rupert is a very special cat to move in with. We talked about Jeff's allergies, the vacuum incident, and then Rupert ending up on a TV show. And during this time, Rupert really ruled our apartment. He was always like throwing things around and kind of breaking them, and he was always on the counter, which like I admit is gross, but like what are you gonna do? He was constantly stealing our food. The most annoying thing that he could possibly do to Jeff, which is sit directly in front of the TV during important sporting moments.
Yeah, don't get in a man's way when he's watching a game
I feel like he always went like when it was like really important, like overtime or like the last
all the
minute.
time. All the time.
Like you would yell at him and he would just stare blankly at you, and then you would have to walk over to the TV and like actually pick him up and physically move him.
Or yeah, or throw something at him.
And then he also did his usual ankle attacks. He would hide behind the couch, and then like he had the perfect view of when we would walk by, and he would just rush out, attack our ankle, and then hide behind the couch again. So he was just typically naughty, which I had been used to this terrible behavior at this point. I had had him for like 3, 4, maybe 5 years, and Jeff wasn't loving it. I'll
Oh
say
yeah,
that.
we need to set boundaries. He can't just do whatever he wants. He needs some rules and some discipline because he lacked discipline.
Jeff approached me with this conversation. I was just like staring at him blankly. I'm like, "What are you talking about? This is a cat. Like you can't train a cat." And he had done some like online research. And maybe Rupert was trainable because like at that point I had kind of like let him live his life, but he did know better than to like attack my face. And sometimes like you could tell he wanted to attack me in the face. Like he would like go for it, and then he would back off and then like attack my arm or do something different. But so like maybe he could be trained, but do you remember some of the trainable things that you had found online that you wanted to go over with Rupert?
Yeah, to keep a cat off a table, you just put duct tape on there so the sticky part's up. And so if his hand would get stuck, he'd get scared and he wouldn't jump up there again. So the first time he would do it, he was like pawing at it and his hand was getting stuck. And we're like, ha, sweet, this is going to work. And then we realized he started eating the tape. And so rather than jumping up there, you just sort of put his hands up, start eating the tape. And yeah, we failed pretty hard, but definitely did not expect that.
Yeah, so maybe he's trainable or maybe he's just messing with us. I don't know. It was weird. And then I would work kind of like long hours and I had like a long commute. And then, Jeff had a lot of one-on-one time with Rupert when he would get home from work. And so one day I came home to just two dudes sitting around, Rupert and Jeff. And Jeff looked at me and he's like, "Hey, look what we learned how to do today." And he leaned over and like got his head close to Rupert, and Rupert slapped him in the face right then and there. And Jeff thought it was the funniest thing, and Rupert wasn't even mad. It was just like this bizarro moment that started a whole chain of events. So, Jeff, do you remember how this came about?
Yeah, I mean, we had stairs in our loft, so there was always times he'd be laying there and like you'd go up to him and like put your hand up there and he'd slap at you, or even we would toss a little ball up there and pretend he was playing volleyball. So that was fun. And I figured one day he got super close and he smacked me in the face. So I was just like, huh, let's see if we can do that more. And so it just sort of became a thing where if I got up super close, rather than him smacking my hand, he would just smack me in the face.
So yeah, it's never something that I personally would have thought to do with Rupert, but they were bonding, they were getting along swimmingly, and it kind of started happening more and more often. And then it started happening every time you every time you got your face close to him, right? Is that what you
Yep,
said?
all the
So
time.
then we added like a little kiss in there.
Right.
And that's when it like turned into Rupert slaps you every time that you try to kiss him because it was really just whenever your face was close.
Hmm.
And then we started recording them. And honestly, like the original thought never occurred to me to like record them and put them on TV or put them on the internet or anything. It was like just kind of a funny thing happening at our house until Rupert was on Animal Planet. And then, we were like, oh, wow, there's, kind of a market for these cat internet videos. Maybe we can, put these online. Around the time that the Animal Planet TV show aired, we put up a video of you getting slapped in the face. Apparently, we were watching Game of Thrones, which I didn't even notice until like people started commenting on the video. And then I think we had like paused to like get a snack or something. And we were in our kitchen and Rupert was like sitting on the edge of the counter. And I remember you looking up at me and you were like, I bet he'll slap me if I try to kiss him right now. But he would get this look on his face whenever he was like in the mood to slap you.
Yeah, it's a pissed off look.
What
Like,
is
what is this moron doing this close to me? It was this RBF look where it's just like you have 2 seconds to get away from me before I slap the heck out of you. It's hard
is
to explain. I guess you got to know when your pet is pissed off.
and like, we weren't even doing anything. We were like we had just walked into the kitchen to get a snack and he happened to be there and he was like already angry that we were in there. So maybe he was trying to watch Game of Thrones. I don't know. I don't know what he's into.
Well, remember, he doesn't like midgets, so seeing Peter
Oh,
Dinklage there might have set him off.
oh my God, that's right, because of that vet incident. So yeah,
Hmm.
he might have been very angry over Peter Dinklage. Okay, that makes sense. I remember you looked at me and you were just like, if I kiss him right now, he's gonna slap me. So I turned on the camera and then you went in for it.
And he slapped the heck out of me.
He did, but he did it in such a wild fashion that, he did like the fake punches. Do you want to watch the video and describe what happens for people? Can you do that?
Yeah, I probably need to. My memory's terrible.
I know.
Oh,
And
here
then,
we go. I got the video.
so go ahead and kind of like play by play what
Sure,
happened.
it doesn't matter.
Mm, people love that shirt. It's got
All right.
2,600 comments on that video. Give me your best sports announcement.
So Jeff has clearly decided to take fight against King Rupert, and he's aggravating him to the point where Rupert just doesn't want to deal with him. So Rupert puts up his left, and he fakes, smacks him with the right hand, causing Jeff to step back. But Jeff comes right back in. Rupert slaps him with the right, threatens to take out his hand with his left, takes a swing, slightly misses, but doesn't affect Jeff, and gets one more slap to the face. Jeff puts up his fist and says, being a wise guy, huh? He's talking smack to him. And Rupert slaps him one more time, and that ends the fight. Jeff's TKO'd. And for the shirt, I don't know what the popularity is with that, but yeah, we got that from running the Dit Kadesh in Chicago. And yeah, I feel free to throw some comments in there on why you think that shirt's so special. To me, it's nothing, but I want to hear what you all think. But yeah, that sort of ended that video, but um, added more to my life after that. I don't know if you want to give the intro for it.
I do. I want you to tell everybody how that affected your work life.
So this became a GIF of him slapping me, and Peter Dinklage is in the background. And so randomly, I'm at work. Our work uses, I think, Microsoft Teams. We just moved over to that, and you can search for GIFs. And for whatever reason, somebody pinged me, and they're like, "Jeff, is that you in that GIF?" I was like, "Oh no." And yeah, it turns out my GIF made it to the top three GIFs in Microsoft Teams when you searched like cat slap or slap in the face. And so I think 3 times over the next 3 years, somebody would ping me and be like, Jeff, is that you? I'm like, yeah. And so even my managers, people I worked with, anytime we were having a conversation, they'd bust out that GIF and send it to me. So um, it's definitely interesting and got a lot more hits than I thought it would.
I don't know who made it a gift, but it's easily my favorite gift because whenever Jeff is getting, a little sassy in our conversations via text. Like whenever I do something a little bit ditzy and he like makes fun of me for it, I just send him a gif of him getting slapped in the face by our cat. It's my
Yeah,
favorite.
absolutely. You know what? Let me look real quick. on the messages app. Let's see, cat slap. Look at that. It's number 3. There you go. So there's one with a cat hitting another cat in the face, another one slapping a kitten, and then Rupert slapping me. So number 3, pretty good.
Yeah, so if anybody you want to text, go ahead and send them out the cat slap of Jeff getting hit in the face. It's always good for a laugh on my end. Let's see here. So we did that like around our birthdays. Jeff and I have birthdays like 8 days apart. And then Jeff has like 4 friends with a birthday like around this like same day as him. So we like took the video real quick. I uploaded it to the internet, put it on Reddit, and then like we just went to dinner for his birthday. And by the end of the night, I already had a couple licensing companies like reaching out to me to license it to resell it and do whatever they're going to do. I chose the wrong licensing company. They went bankrupt and they never really paid me. But I did learn that, working with Jukin Media, shout out to Jukin Media, like that's the way to make the most money licensing your videos out. So if you guys are looking for a recommendation, just go ahead and send out your videos to Jukin Media, and they are really good reps for your videos. Some of the comments, because Jeff doesn't read the comments on these videos. People comment about the fact that we were watching Game of Thrones. We were late to the Game of Thrones party. Like I had to catch up on a lot of seasons to get up to date on things. Jeff's The Finisher shirt from the Chicago Dickadesh. Rupert doing a left-right fake out. Rupert's commitment to fighting you, where he could have walked away, but he just sat there. A lot of people like to talk about how no means no, Jeff, which maybe is something that you should learn.
That doesn't apply to a human-cat relationship.
Does it? Doesn't it? A lot of people commented that my cat has standards, and other people commented that Rupert is not into dudes.
Which is fair.
Yeah, he's a ladies' cat.
Yeah. Not into guys. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. And then a lot of other people talked about how you got friend zoned hardcore.
That's true. I tried hard for the puss, didn't get it. If that's clean enough to say.
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
This is one of the first videos that really started to make Rupert kind of famous, obviously, with the gift situation and your work. And I still get people that my friend said that her husband's a teacher down in Kentucky. And she's like, this was on his like teaching homepage for the whole website. And she's like, is this your cat? And I'm like, yeah. It was my friend Rachel. And then she would watch it with like her 4-year-old, 5-year-old son. And she's like, all he can say is that cat's very naughty.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very accurate description of Rupert. So yeah, that's kind of the whole cat slapping Jeff in the face. There's actually a lot of videos of Jeff getting slapped in the face that I like to do little montages and sync them up to music. And I can never get enough of you getting hit in the face with my cat. I'm so glad that you decided to go that route with him.
Yeah, didn't think about my allergies, just wanted to have some fun.
Yeah, so that is the end of that story. We have a couple other stories for you guys about Rupert's journey of throwing things on the ground and how that ended up with him in some commercials throughout the world that I don't get to see. And then we have the story about Jeff's little video of Rupert hating children and lots of things to come. So stay tuned. We'll talk to you guys next week. And I'm going to go ahead and cue up Kaylee's outro song because I honestly think that's the only reason why she watches my videos. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Rupert cat, he's there. He's every freaking day. Rupert cat, he's there. He's every freaking way. Rupert cat, he's there. He's every freaking way. La no 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 no, la no no, la no no no, every way. Oh no no no, mine.